How does that famous saying go? Is it a picture is worth 1,000 words, or was it a picture is worth 1,000 likes and shares? In the digital age, maybe both are valid? Today, let's take a look at some of the most photographed places in the world. Towering artificial waterfalls, one of the oldest and biggest markets in the world, Lady Liberty. Oh, you're in for a treat. And of course, we know that seeing is only part of the experience. If you're like us, you'll want to hear, speak, and understand the local languages too. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to our channel and give this video a thumbs up. Our first stop is Singapore. How did this island city-state make it onto our list? Oh right, maybe because of this. Yeah, did we mention that Singapore is a city made up of artificial waterfalls? The first artificial waterfall was built in Jurong Bird Park in 1971. Dropping from a height of 30 meters, it is said to be the tallest waterfall in an aviary to date. Although this is the oldest, one of the most iconic and a must-photograph one is HSBC Rain Vortex in the Jewel Changi Airport. This beauty is the largest indoor waterfall in the world. Yep, in the world. Okay, so now you know why Singapore is aesthetically cool, but let's discuss why it's linguistically cool. There are 24 established living languages here. The 4 official languages are Standard Malay, Mandarin Chinese, Tamil, and English. Around 85% of Singapore's population is Chinese, so expect to hear various Chinese dialects on the streets. If you're looking to take a trip to a stunning place and practice your language skills, it's time to add Singapore to your list. Let's make our way over to Turkey. Make sure to get your mahabas ready. This last decade, Instagram and travel blogs couldn't get enough of Turkey, specifically Istanbul. The Turkish capital is home to an estimated 15.4 million people, making it the 5th largest city in the world by population. It also has an area of 2,063 square miles. Now, that's a lot of land. So what exactly attracts visitors to Istanbul? Well, for starters, one part of the city is technically in Europe and the other is in Asia. The two sides are separated by the Bosphorus Strait. The European side is more bustling as it's home to 2/3 of the city's population, banks, stores, and corporations, whereas the Asian side is often considered to be more relaxed and residential with way less tourists. Of course, a place on 2 continents and near water deserves to be one of the most photographed places. Aside from its geography, the city is very vibrant. A main attraction is the Grand Bazaar. Founded in 1461, it's one of the oldest and biggest covered markets in the world. It attracts around 250 to 400,000 visitors a day. Not only is the Grand Bazaar a spot to pick up Turkish cultural staples and art, it is an establishment that employs around 26,000 Turkish people. It plays a major role in Istanbul's economy. This region of the world is known for its Anatolian rugs. These intricate rugs are often made with hand-spun wool and silk and tied with symmetrical knots. Whether you'd like to purchase one of these iconic rugs or simply snap a photo of them, you'll find plenty of them here. In addition, it's a great spot to capture shots of Turkish cuisine, art, and more. Another famously photographed part of the city is Kız Kulesi, or the Maiden's Tower in English. This famous tower has been featured in Western popular culture plenty of times. The James Bond films The World Is Not Enough and From Russia with Love, in addition to The Amazing Race and Assassin's Creed Revelations. Someone give this landmark an Oscar, please. Now you know why Istanbul is cool, but let's talk about the languages you'll hear on the streets. As you probably already guessed, Turkish is the official language of, well, Turkey. However, there are 40 established languages here. 39 are living and 1 is unfortunately extinct. It's not uncommon to hear Albanian, Arabic, Armenian, Kurdish, and many other languages in Istanbul. In 2010, it was named a European Capital of Culture by the European Union Council, so it's pretty culturally mixed. The mix of people, vibrant cultures, and iconic landmarks makes Istanbul very attractive for the lens. Number 3 goes to Paris. Paris is often referred to as the city of love. Although this might be true in a sense, it's technically the city of light. In the mid-1700s, France was going through a tumultuous period. There was plenty of civil unrest and crime on the streets of Paris. In order to combat this, they put more policemen on the street and began to place lanterns on main streets of the city. The thinking was that with more light came more visibility, and then less crime. By doing this, Paris was one of the first European cities to adapt street lighting, and it became known as La Ville Lumière, or the City of Light. The amount of lights in the city began to grow over time, and now Paris is a beautifully lit city, which often captures the attention of street photographers. We all know that Paris is iconic in popular culture. The Moulin Rouge, the Eiffel Tower, the Notre Dame, and others have been seen in countless films and have been studied around the world. Although these spots have been historically captured, photographers and videographers have expressed interest in other sites in Paris. A go-to spot is the catacombs, or Les Catacombes de Paris, as the locals would say. This spooky labyrinth is filled with tunnels, bleak lighting, and history that is all waiting to be studied and captured. Aside from the sites, which languages are actually spoken in Paris? Paris is one of the most densely populated areas in the European Union, with an estimated 10.5 million people living in the city itself and the surrounding area. So you can basically expect to hear a lot of languages. Of course, French, that's the national language after all. You'll also hear a bit of English in this international city, as Paris is one of the top study abroad destinations for American students, followed by a trickling roster of languages from surrounding European nations. Most interestingly, you'll likely hear Arabic spoken. Due to France's colonial history in Africa and the Middle East, there has been an influx of migrational patterns from these areas. Paris is undeniably a stunning place, but its linguistic diversity makes it even more interesting. If you've made it this far, give yourself a pat on the back. We're almost at number 1. But first, our number 2 spot goes to the English capital. Oh, London. We've seen it all before. Tower Bridge, the iconic drawbridge. Elizabeth Tower. Most of us have heard this one referred to as Big Ben, but that's actually just the name of its tower's largest bell. Oh, and don't forget about the London Eye, but you might want to stay away from this one if you're afraid of heights. At 433 feet, the London Eye was the world's tallest Ferris wheel up until 1999. Its 30-minute-long rides give an immaculate view of the city, in addition to the view of the eye itself. This attraction is a 2-in-1 for photographers. Greater London has a population of 9.5 million. This area is extremely diverse, with around 40% of the population identifying as non-white and over 300 languages spoken. Of course, English is widely spoken through England and the UK, but the streets of London are filled with plenty of other languages. As London is a truly global city, you're likely to hear any language at any given moment, but the neighborhood you visit will likely dictate the language you hear. London's Chinatown has been a vibrant center for Chinese immigrants since the 18th century. Here, it's common to hear a range of Chinese dialects. You can stop by the China Exchange. This Chinese art center in the middle of Chinatown is a space of cultural activity that offers talks, concerts, dance, and so much more. You can also stop by for an in-depth tour of Chinatown. If you head over to Camden, you'll run into Spanish speakers. This area is filled with Central and South American restaurants, clubs, and cultural centers. You can practice your Spanish while ordering an empanada after completing a salsa class. Besides Latin American treats, the Camden neighborhood is also home to the Camden Market, full of colorful stalls and colorful people. With over 80 food stall options, this is a go-to spot for any foodie and food photographer. The Brixton area of London is often referred to as Little Jamaica. Almost 500,000 Jamaicans and other Caribbean folks moved to London to help rebuild after World War II. It's not uncommon to hear Jamaican patois or other West Indian languages and dialects here. That said, the presence of Caribbean culture can be seen all over London. A world-renowned event is the Notting Hill Carnival. Every August, the streets of West London come alive for Europe's biggest street festival. Prepare to see 50,000 performers in the parade and more than 30 sound systems blasting music. In addition to these groups, there are significant pockets of Indian, Turkish, Nigerian, and many other ethnic groups present, many of which can be linked to England's imperial past and present. Which neighborhoods in London will you be visiting? The number 1 most photographed place in the world is New York City. Do we even need to tackle the landmarks? No, but we're gonna do it anyway. Ellis Island, the island in the New York harbor that processed 12 million immigrants between 1892 and 1954. the Statue of Liberty. As a gift from the country of our number 3 destination, make some noise for Lady Liberty. Thank you, France. The Brooklyn Bridge, the Manhattan Bridge, the Williamsburg Bridge, and a dozen other of these cinematic beauties. The colonial streets, the industrial streets. New York has it all, and thanks to a countless list of media features, we've seen it all. But what about the people and languages? Let's take a moment to rave about Queens. This borough holds the Guinness World Record for most ethnically diverse urban area on the planet. It's also the most linguistically diverse, with at least 130 languages spoken throughout the borough. But now back to New York City. Over 800 languages are spoken there. If you head over to Chinatown in Manhattan, you're likely to hear Cantonese or Fujonese, or Russian in Brooklyn's Brighton Beach. If you go to a place like Jackson Heights, you'll likely hear Spanish spoken on the streets, or Italian on Arthur Avenue in the Bronx's Little Italy, or Swahili or Tagalog. The list of languages one can encounter in New York goes on and on. Besides getting shots for your next cinematic masterpiece or Instagram post, New York will unlock a new world of linguistic opportunities for most. There you have it, the 5 most photographed places in the world. Let us know in the comments section which ones you'll be adding to your travel bucket list. Thanks for watching Countdown. Until next time.